The question is, who is ZebBoykin? Welcome to the stream. My name is ZebBoykin. I don't know what the show's called. I don't know what it's going to be called. It is 2026, January 1st. I appreciate everybody for being here. We've been talking back and forth with the chat here, but we're going to dive into this question of who is ZebBoykin? Who am I? That is me. What we're going to do, I'm just going to go down the line chronologically. Start the very beginning, very beginning, and we're going to go from there. The question is, why am I doing this? Why now? Why? Who cares? Who cares about this? I don't have a massive following. I have a little bit of a following, and I'm trying to build something in that where we can win, where we can organize to the extent that we need to, whether that is political or not, to make any and all the difference, if possible. So that's what we're doing. And the question is why? Why now? Well, eventually the history is going to come out. People are going to ask, who is this guy? If I do get any traction when it comes down to it, they're going to be looking into the past, looking into some old pictures, going to, trying to find things to discredit me. We have a massive scandal right now from Beryllium. Turns out like a year ago, he was a leftist, like tranny skateboarder, emo chick guy or whatever. I don't know if you know Beryllium, but he has been posting on the far right, extreme right side of Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. He is very good at the algorithms. He understands the social media, and I think that is largely why he has taken up the position. Beryllium is very much I don't know if y'all know who Nala Ray is, the redheaded chick that went on whatever podcast and then became a Christian to grift off of that. That's kind of what Beryllium is. These people that are new to this space, that are coming essentially out of nowhere, need to be vetted. We need to stop allowing people that are new to the space, that are just able to weaponize the algorithm against essentially us for their own benefit to win. So here's where we're at. This is where we are. I am ZebBoykin. Welcome to the stream. This all started. I am born and raised in South Carolina, Dillon, South Carolina, to be specific, and I still live about 30 minutes from there. My family has lived there for a few generations. I've 7 or 8 generations we have lived in the same hour radius of a circle. My family is born and raised here for the last 10 generations. Welcome to the stream. I am an American. I am old stock American. 1600s American. That's what we are. But even beyond that, let's go. We'll dive into mom and dad. My father has sold for 28 years now. He's sold tractor trailers, trucks. Gives me a little insight into the CDL space a little bit, and he's been doing that, what'd I say, 28 years, something like that, maybe 30, I don't know. He's a long time. I'm 33, he's been doing it, okay, so 31 years, wow. He's been doing it a long time, and he's done well, he's done bad. I mean, we've gone up and down, the ringer. I have 3 brothers that they've had to pay for, they've had to deal with. I have 2 kids myself. The energy that it would take to have 4 boys is astronomical. I don't know if I'll ever get there. We got 2. I got a 4-year-old and a 7-month-old, and they are exhausting. But this is kind of the take that we're having is I'm advocating for a traditional society, a Christian society, a nationalist society, a family-oriented, a nuclear family-oriented society. So who am I to not attempt the nuclear family and be a part of society? That's where we're at. That's where we are. And we need to be questionable. We need to question the people that do not espouse or do not do the thing that they espouse. Is this not like baseline 101? Obviously, there are very, very minimal exceptions. He said 33, shield confirmed. Listen, I can't help how old I am. Born in 92 is what it is. Yeah, I have 2 sons myself, been married, 11 years now. 10 years. It'll be 11 this year. A decade, long time. Anyway, that's what we're doing. I've done the boomer thing. Whatever the boomer told us to do, we did. And here I am. I don't regret it, not one bit at all, but that's what it is. And so I went to public school in a vastly uh poor demographic area, if you will. Well, you can look up the demographics of Dillon, South Carolina, if you would like to. And I went to public school up until ninth grade. Went into ninth grade. I went to private school. Did all the things over there: baseball, football, basketball. And so, yeah, we won 2 state championships in football. I was in Boy Scouts. I got an Eagle Scout. Graduated, went to college for a year, went to Charleston Southern. Had a walk-on scholars, preferred walk-on, did that for a year. College wasn't for me, and so I joined the Marine Corps. I guess anything, anything bad in high school? No. We drank a little bit, probably shouldn't have. And I smoked a little bit of weed in college. That's about as far as it goes. No gay stuff. No gay stuff. You'll never find gay stuff here. Let's see. What else? What other bad things? We did some bad things. Nothing. Nothing that would discredit anything I do now. But yeah, no, won 2 state championships in football. Had a fantastic time. Those videos are actually on my channel. They're unlisted. I went back and did a full highlight of like 2 years worth of football. We were aggressive. Can you talk more about Libya? I'll get to Libya. And so I'm trying to speed run this thing a little bit. We are high school, graduated, went to college for a year. Not for me. Didn't like the college. I should probably go back. The only thing I ever regret in life, the only thing I've regretted in life so far, is that I went to Charleston Southern and I didn't go to the Citadel. So I got accepted into the Citadel and I didn't go. Went to Charleston Southern and play football. Should have went to the Citadel. Should have graduated there and went to officer Kansas school into the Marine Corps from there. But I didn't. So I did a year of college. Had like a 1.8 GPA. Ugh. Looking back, that's tough. I just wasn't ready. At the end of the day, I'm not saying that college isn't for some people. What I'm saying is the college isn't for some people sometime at a time. It takes maturity. You have to learn to live on your own. It takes a little bit of maturity to get up in the morning, go to class, do your schoolwork when you're away from home. It is what it is. But yeah, did that for a year. Played football at Charleston Southern. Walk on. Didn't really finish. Went straight into the Marine Corps after that. This was 2019. And yeah, straight into the Marine Corps. Went to the recruiter. I was like, dude, I want to join the Marine Corps. Just let me into the infantry. My recruiter was a recon scout sniper. And he was like, listen, dude, I was in pretty good shape. He was like, listen, dude, you don't want to go regular infantry. I got this thing called Fast Company, and you can write a contract for Fast Company. And I was like, okay, dude, just get me in there. I need to go. Anyway, so ended up going to the Marine Corps, obviously basic boot camp, and then SOI, which is School of Infantry. Everybody talks boot camp up. It's not, I mean, if you have any kind of like sports background or you don't mind people yelling at you, it's not that bad, dude. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. It's probably a lot less that bad here. I can give you some boot camp stories later on if y'all want some of those. I had fun. I had fun at boot camp. I don't know what y'all are. I enjoyed it. The only bad thing about boot camp was 3 months of no outside contact. That's about the only bad thing about boot camp, to be honest with you. I enjoyed the workout sessions. I enjoyed being being yelled at. That was normal. My father coached me basically my entire life up through high school. And so he was really hard on me in Little League when we played football. We had a good old time though. But no, I appreciate Daddy for being hard on me. And yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, one time he went to grab me by my helmet and I had braces on. He ripped all my braces out of my helmet when he went to grab me. His fingernails caught my braces and ripped them all out. Anyway, and then we run like 4 or 5 quarterback sneaks. I'm the quarterback. We had fun. Where we at? Oh, Marine Corps. Yeah, SOI wasn't that difficult. It was is what it is. Then we went to basic security guard. This is for Fast Company. Fast Company was, well, you went to basic security guard. You went with you got there and you split up. Some people went Fast Company. Some people went what's called PRP. PRP is you go to like a nuclear facility and you guard it. Fast Company, you go to, you come out and you do. Yeah, he did rip the braces off of my teeth. They were off of my teeth. Yeah. Um, that's just one instance. That was little league. This was all he coached us all the way through high school. If you find some of the guys that he coached in high school, you can ask them some questions about about Daddy. That was fun. But I mean, you look back and laugh. It was rough at the time, but you look back and laugh. And so anyway, Fast Company, we get a little extra training. I actually went to DM school in Fast Company. That was fun. That was on Dam Neck with there was some SEAL teams over there that kicked us off of the. That was my first interaction with any type of special forces, special ops guys. But I had a great time over there. That was probably the second hardest school I did in the Marine Corps was DM school for Fast Company, and had some fantastic instructors. All the instructors I had in the Marine Corps were fantastic guys. Hard, a lot of them were hard to deal with, hard to work with, but at the end of the day, you are very thankful for people like that. I mean, you can learn a lot from them, whether you like them or not. And then so from there, you have Fast Company. We go to Fast Company. We do QRF type stuff, embassy reinforcement, like Benghazi. Benghazi was a Fast Company operation. A couple times we sat. First deployment was to Spain. We sat in Spain for like 6 months, and we have what's called an N+2, where you are on a 2-hour call to. You're on a call to be on the plane within 2 hours, and so you're living out of like a day, backpack of stuff. And a couple times we got on plane ready to get sent off to wherever we're going. I think one was some SEALs got shot out of a plane in South Sudan one time. Another time there was an embassy that needed a reinforcement, but we never made it. There was another group called MAGTAF that I think ended up picking up some of that. Anyway, Fast Company was fun. Spain was fun. Had a lot of time to work out, eat, learn, do things like that. After that, we ended up in. Did I do Cuba first? I think we went to Cuba after that. Yeah, we went to Cuba after that for 4 months. Cuba was different. I'm not gonna say I lucked out. I'm not gonna say I lucked out in the Marine Corps, but I was very opportunistic. I had a lot of good opportunities in the Marine Corps. So in Cuba, you end up doing like 1 week on, 1 week off. The week off, you do a lot of training. The week on, you stand post, and that's eight hours on post, 8 hours on react. So you're like up, being ready, doing training or whatever, and then 8 hours of rest. I picked up corporal really quick, and so I ended up being what they call SOG, secure sergeant of the guard, and yeah, Guantanamo. And so I was essentially given a Humvee to drive around and check on people on post, take them, be responsible, make sure everybody's good, make sure nothing crazy happens. And we can get into some Cuba stories if y'all want to later too. A lot of this is going to have to be flushed out over time. I haven't leaned into any of the Marine Corps stuff outside of obviously the FBI and the Charlie Kirk stuff. I tried to stay away from it. I don't want to rest on my previous things. I want the mind to work from that. But here we are. It is what it is. And anyway, Cuba was good for me because I didn't have to stand post, and standing post sucks. Actually, I think we had an RFDF before that. But anyway, standing post sucks. In Cuba, quick Cuba story. Anyway, so I woke up, I ate breakfast, I took everybody breakfast. I took everybody breakfast, come back, ate breakfast, and I'd go run. And then I'd go check on everybody, and I'd come back and we'd turn over post, and then I'd go work out for like 2 hours. And then I'd eat again, and then we'd get off post and I'd take a nap, and then I'd eat again and I'd work out. That was what Cuba was like for me. And I got pretty lean. I think I touched like 210. Um, I was running like 16-minute 3 mile. Anyway, Was it 18 minutes? It was something fast. Fast I've ever ran. Anyway, had time to do that. I had 2 RFDFs, refuel defuels, and one I was SOG again. And so we just basically maintained. We were shift managers, if you will, if you want to call it that. We were shift managers for that. Refuel defuel is I think one was USA Abraham Lincoln that we did, and then another one was a submarine. And so all of these aircrafts and these subs work on nuclear fuel, and they have nuclear rods that are spent and unspent. Spent means they've used them all up, and we need to replace them with others. And so there are some subs that run diesel, but these run nuclear. And something like the Abraham Lincoln was the first nuclear aircraft carrier. The Abraham Lincoln carried 25 nuclear rods. 25, okay? All other aircraft carriers carry 6 nuclear rods, and those 6 nuclear rods will let it run for like 25 years or something before it needs to be replaced. And so we were there guarding the nuclear fuel, where they put it in, take it out. It comes out in a massive lead container, massive, like massive, and it gets put on a train cart, and we guard that. And so I was headed up a lot of the movement on that from a designated marksman team leader position. Organized that, planned that out, those routes, and ran that along with in where were we in New Hampshire? We were like Portsmouth, Maine, the southern part of Maine, and FBI days. We'll get to that. We'll get to my Fed days. Just kidding. I don't have any Fed days. I tried. They told me F off, and here we are. Let's see. Anyway, after that, so after Fast Company, after you do 2.5 years of Fast Company, all that was within the time span of less than 2 years. That's 4, I guess, 2 deployments and 2 half deployments in the time span of 2 years. I was gone a lot in the first 2.5, 3 years. Anyway, and ended up going to the fleet after that. Went to 1-6. I went to 1-6 at about 2.5 years in. I had just picked up. I picked up corporal before 2 years. I picked up corporal in 23 months, which is insanely fast. It's just the timing was beneficial to me, like across the board. Anyway, yeah, went to the fleet, went to 1-6. I went to a regular unit. I went to a regular company. Went to a regular platoon for like a week, and I was like, nah, this ain't it. Where am I going? And so I ended up going to a sniper platoon. Sat in a sniper platoon for maybe 2 months, and then they sent me to school like right off the bat. And so I went to school, and we did land nav. The first land nav I did, we had and I posted this on Twitter the other day. The first land nav we did, I had the first female ranger was in the land nav classes at Scout Sniper School, but she never ran land nav with us. Anyway, and so we did land nav. I failed land nav along with like 15 other dudes. And land nav is the hardest part of school. It's the first part of school. It's the hardest part of school. And so I failed land nav, went back, got absolutely blasted. Got blasted for obviously failing land nav, and then we practiced that up a lot, pretty good for a while. And went back, I believe, January, February, December, somewhere around there in 2015, 16. Went there, passed land nav, passed school. My shooter got high shooter. Not gonna name drop him. Fantastic dude. He was a boot at the time. He had just gotten in to the fleet. He had just gotten to Scout Sniper Platoon, and I was like, dude, he was a boot. I was his senior, and I was like, dude, we just need to work together. This is the thing that I think benefited us. There was no hierarchy. It was very horizontal. We can get into vertical and horizontal hierarchies later on if you want to. It's not just military. It's across the board. Even when we talk about politics and stuff too. A lot of this stuff is a lot of what I do is concept application, right? We can extract a concept from the military and apply it to politics, or anything and apply it to anything else, as long as the concept is isolated and not completely carried across. And so we go to I graduate sniper school. We go on what we call a MEW, 22nd MEW. We went and floated in the Mediterranean Sea for 9 months. We went 9 months. I had 2 ports in 9 months. One 1-day port and one 2-day port in 9 months. I completely skipped Greece. I sat in Greece for like a month. Anyway. So I went to Spain on one deployment with FAST, and we went to Greece from Spain and sat there for a while. And so we go on this MEW to the Mediterranean Sea, and a lot of times when you go on they call them cruises. When you go on these cruises, you go to different places and you port and you go out and you can go enjoy the city and things. But Obama's president, right? Mr. Obama, we're going to bomb Libya, is president. And so we're sitting on the USS Wasp. We're drinking jet fuel water. We got jet fuel in the water line, okay? The jet fuel room leaked, or the water line busted in the jet fuel room, and jet fuel got in I don't know what happened. I just know my Nalgene tasted like jet fuel for months. Anyway, 9 months on the USS Wasp, 1 port for 1 day, 1 port for 2 days. Think about this for a second. Think about this for a second, chat. Think about this for a second. 9 months on a ship with the same 1,500 dudes, day in and day out, no ports. You don't touch land except for twice. Brutal. Anyway, we were with Sniper Platoon, so we got a lot of leeway. I was team leader in Sniper Platoon, so I got a lot of leeway. Anyway, here's how shit went, right? Here's how shit went. Wake up. Go jog. Eat. Go work out. Eat. Take a nap. Eat. Go work out. Go to sleep. That was my ship routine. That was my ship routine for like 8 months. The 1 month it wasn't like that. 1 month it wasn't like that. We were on what was it? USS Carney. We were on the Carney. The Carney is a destroyer. Carney is a destroyer, and we were on the USS Carney. That was fun. We ran OBS reporting information. We relayed information. We reported. We looked through these big 40X things, sat about 1 mile, 2 miles off the coast of Libya. If you look up Google before and after CERT Libya. This is Obama. We dropped a record number of bombs on Libya when I was on ship over there. Dude, Tomahawks were going off all the time. We flattened. Think about what's a beach? Miami. Nah, it's probably not as big as Miami. Like Myrtle Beach. Think about like Myrtle Beach. But there's this one ship off the coast that's maybe 100 yards long. It's probably a little bit bigger than that. And it just flattens all of Myrtle Beach. Like all of Myrtle Beach, just like gone. Anyway, so that's what we did at night. In the day, they drove a little bit further off coast. At night, they drove closer. We observed Libya, CERT Libya. This is ISIS in CERT Libya, peak of the Obama administration. Had to be at mid 16, late 16. Anyway, and October, November of 16. And so we're watching. You can look through at night, and we see they use tracers, so you can see them fighting each other. And there's this thing called a 5-inch gun, and you can load this 5-inch gun. It's a 5-inch round. It's this big. It's about, I can't even fit it on screen. It's about 2.5 foot tall projectile. Loaded in this gun, it goes boom. It shakes the whole ship. Anyway, you can load it up with these. I don't know what's inside of them, but it's a parachute with a light bulb, and it's a mini sun. And so they shoot this thing, and it stays lit for like, I don't know, 15, 30 minutes or so. And at night when it's dark, they don't fight. And so we light the sky up. We shoot this gun, we light the sky up, they start fighting, we observe them, we report it. And so you can go into, we went into the intel room and got a lot. We kind of relayed information that way. But basically, you have a map. You have active forces. Okay, there's 350 ISIS guys in Libya. We're going to bomb them, and we're going to light the sky up so the Libya National Forces, that was one of the forces there that was fighting ISIS, lit it up so that they could fight. Okay, we killed 350 of them. There's still 350 left. I was like, dude, the math isn't mathing here. Are we winning or not? Are they just multiplying? Because we cut off all the supply. They were isolated in the land, and we flattened the entire city, like flattened it, like done. And anyway, that was USS Carney. That was fun. That was 12-hour shifts. Basically 18 hours on. But that was fun. Went back to USS Wasp, drank some more jet fuel, and came on back. That was the end of the Marine Corps for me. Basically, I EAS'd, and EAS just means get out, do all your paperwork to get out. Where am I at? Marine Corps in. I was like, okay, we're gonna take it easy. I want to re-enlist. I'll re-enlist for 2 years. Let me just go take a break. I've done Greece, Spain, Cuba, RFDF. 9-month MU. I'm like, all right, let me take like a little break. Let me go do instructor at pre-sniper school. Let me go instruct some guys, help some guys out. Let's do some things. And so we go do that. And I run it up the chain of command. Everybody's good with it except for Master Guns. Master Guns over here. I hate snipers. They think they're fully. They think they run. They think they run everything. Oh, and so I go up to headquarters. And his Master Guns has his own room, but there's like a bunch of, I guess you could call them cubicles out there where everybody else is working. And me and Master Guns kind of have it out. We kind of have it out. He's like, you've only deployed once in 5 years. I was like, no, I haven't. I've deployed here once in 5 years. And since I've been here, and it's like, no, I'm not giving you a break. He just really hated snipers. And at the end of the day, I said, Master Guns, listen, the Marine Corps needs me more than I need the Marine Corps. And we kind of had it back and forth, and apparently he was still talking about me a few years after I was out. But there's a very strong hatred for snipers in the Marine Corps among men that aren't there. Matter of fact, I mean the MOS doesn't exist. The job that I held doesn't exist anymore. They got rid of it like last year. There are no more scout snipers in the Marine Corps. Well, they're probably there, but they aren't making any more scout snipers in the Marine Corps. I probably need to follow up with that. Matter of fact, I need to follow up with my recruiter. I'm not going to name drop him. Anyway, he was a Marine Corps Scout Sniper. He actually has the record for the longest kill shot in the Marine Corps. I'm going to interview him. He's over in Germany right now. I'm going to get to him eventually. But yeah, it was like, I don't know, 2,900 yards or something like that. Something insane. I'd have to look that up. Here, I want to Google that right now. Come on. Well, can't spell. Can't spell, guys. That's not what I wanted. Longest Marine Scout Sniper shot in recorded history. Is it going to play? Yeah, it is. Give me a second. That's not going to tell me how long it was. Anyway, yeah, that's what he holds. He has the longest Marine Scout Sniper shot recorded in history. Get a hold of him. We'll get an interview soon. We'll do Zoom if we have to. It's hot in here. I need to turn the air down. That's the Marine Corps. Me and Master Guns had it out. He didn't want to let me go re-enlist for a couple years and go do instructor or something like that. So I got out. And I mean, I skipped a lot. I got married while I was in. Where are we at? Marine Corps. What did I do after Marine Corps? I think I ran what they called a dude ranch. Dude ranch called Buckhead. I don't want a mohawk, called Buckhead Ranch. We we can house like 53 people. And we had a go-kart course. We had skeet shooting, pool, woods, a lot of land. And I ran that for about 2 years, 2.5 years. And then COVID hit and we basically had to shut down. And so there was no job. And I was like, okay, let me go find something. All right, we'll try insurance. I tried insurance. I said, Zeb, we'll sit in a box, okay? We'll sit in a box for a year. We're trying to make a little money. If there's money there, we'll do it. If not, it is what it is. And so I did a year and a half in insurance. I learned a lot about insurance, but I learned more about how the world operates at scale. And what I mean by that is like something specific would be how money flows. Like big money, not regular money, not bank money, not local bank money, and big money. When I'm talking about big money, I'm talking about insurance on the World Trade Center, right? All of that goes through, not, I'm talking about insurance on cars. I'm talking about Progressive and State Farm, Farm Bureau, and whoever else. I'm talking about big insurance. When I say big insurance, I'm talking about Lloyd's of London. Everything goes through Lloyd's of London. It's like a betting system where people with money bet on insuring something. And so if you have something odd, like World Trade Center or a yacht or some type of obscure thing that isn't normal, that has normal insurance, it goes to London. And they call it the city. The city funds everything. We can dive into this one day. Somebody sent me a good podcast on it the other day too. I haven't listened to yet. But anyway, all of your money goes through there, and insurance is a scam. Insurance is Indian. Insurance is it. You want to get scammed? Get some insurance. Health insurance, car insurance, house insurance. It's all a scam. Life insurance isn't. Life insurance is like, depending on what you get, life insurance is like a gamble. life insurance is a gamble. That's what life insurance is. I think it's like something like 3% of term life insurance pays out. 3%. Do not get term life insurance other than like backup on a house payment, like a mortgage payment. Like if you buy a $400,000 house, get you like $350 life insurance, just so the wife or the husband can pay off the house if something happens to you, along with whatever. And then you get you some solid whole life while you're young, while it's cheap. Just keep it, sit on it. It'll build a little bit of cash value. If you need it, you can pull it out one day. If not, good. You have cheap life insurance when you're a little bit older. But yeah, learned a lot there, a lot that I didn't know I needed to know. And so I did insurance, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. And so I talked to a couple of buddies, try to ask around, hey, is there any kind of work out there to be done? And so I came across one of my buddies. He was running a pest control business at the time, and but he wanted to start something new. He's an entrepreneur, much like I kind of see myself as that. Maybe not so much as he is. Extremely intelligent. They're very, very business oriented. That whole family is, and so we go from there. And he was like, okay, I want to start this business that is indoor billboards, indoor signage. And so we do indoor signage. We basically go into restaurants, gyms, places with longer wait times, put up screens, and then sell ad space based on time on those screens. It's a cycle that runs every 15 to 20 seconds. And we sell ad space on that it's digital billboards inside. And so I was doing pest control to fund basically baseline for that, for life at that point, and then and building that business. This was 4 years ago now. Building that business, it took me about I think we hit 100,000 the first year, and then we did like 250 the second year, and then we did like close to 400 the third year. In between there, probably towards the earlier years, for the earlier first couple months, I believe we picked up a what we call hyper local TV station, and we did things like that. And that's kind of how it got me into the space of streaming and YouTube video, Facebook, all of this stuff. I learned graphic work when we started learned all the systems to operate everything on the indoor digital billboards. Along with that, it needed to do graphic work, and so graphic work to create the ads. And so we did all ads in house. I learned how to do that, ran that, and then from there, that graphic work led into the hyperlocal TV station that kind of flowed the graphic work on a video platform, and which kind of laid the groundwork for this. A lot of this is just built over time. It's not something that I just sat down and like, okay, let me figure out how to YouTube. It doesn't work like that. It's an ongoing process. I mean, you can do it, you can set it up and go, but and I'm perfectly willing to help anybody that wants to learn. I think Hayden or Woman Propaganda reached out. He wants me to do a studio tour. I posted that today on Facebook and Twitter. So if y'all want to check that out, there's a panoramic of the studio. You don't get a idea of the lighting or really what I'm looking at. I'm looking at like a 60-inch TV. I got a big halo light over. Well, not a halo light. What's a diffuser light over there, and then another one over there, secondary light, and then there's some above my head to break up the background. But that's beside the point. Anyway. So the beginning of last year, technically 2025, I sold that business. I didn't really, well, we came to an agreement. I was on a 3-year buyout to facilitate me to do this. And so here we are, not quite a year. I used some of that money to build the studio. I built the building. I paid somebody to do the framing work, and the outside, and I did the inside. I did the light, the electrical work. I did the sheetrock, the mud, the paint, the carpet, toe molding, the decorations. I built this desk with my own bare hands. You can't see it really well, but it has no legs on this side. It's completely legless. It's a floating desk. You won't see another one. You won't see another one. Anyway, all that, did everything in here, built the chalkboard, built everything else. I build things. I want to build things. I like building things, okay? But somebody took that from me. I care more about winning and preserving the future than I do about building things. I might actually start building things too. Again, if I get a little bit of time or if I need some side money. Is what it is. You forgot to sheetrock the ceiling. No, the ceiling is actually what's it, T11? It's T11 paneling. I left the rafters open. I need the rafters because I didn't want tripods sitting on the ground. Can I? Let's try this. Let's try this. Boom. All right, I got you. Give me 1 second. I'm wearing shorts. It's okay. This is what I'm looking at. This is what we call Mega Desk. That is TV that I'm looking at. This is a light. Why is it blurry? This is light, chalkboard. This is what we call Mega Desk. This desk has, you probably can't see it. There's a camera there. There's 2 cameras up there. There's a camera over here. They're all facing me. This is a no leg desk. Anyway, it's floating. Hey, Bobby. So this is what we're looking at. Let's see. You got wiping on his crotch. Well, I had to wipe on my shirt. Anyway, where are we even at? I don't even know what we're talking about. This is a studio. Boom. There it is. Be happy. It looks. Oh, we were talking about the ceiling. Yeah. See, it's T11 paneling. It's the stain is a little bit off, but it is what it is. I don't know what happened. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, chat? Here, fix that. All right, we're back. We're back. So built that. That was January of 2025. I think our first live stream I did with Josh, we started outside the Overton, and everything was finally put together in here the 22nd of January. So not quite a year. It'll be a year at the end of January, and this is where we're at. This is where we're at. I've been doing this essentially full time, kind of off and on, doing some other things. You know, I have family life to take care of also, and we go from there. What does the future hold? I don't know. This is the thing. I don't have goals I want to try to hit. Just work. I don't have like goals I want to get to 100,000 subs. I have goals where, okay, daily live streams unless otherwise noted, right? I think give value. That's going to build the things. Where do we want to go? We want to win. What does winning look like? I don't know exactly, but I know what direction we need to go in. And so that is going to be building a foundation. And that's, I guess, what I'm going to try and do from now on. This is the evening streams, and then I'll have, I don't know, I'll pick up some more member stuff, but well, the evening streams are probably going to end up being member. To some extent, I got to organize a few things. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm about a week behind on things. Life. Where we at? Plywood. It's not plywood. It's I think it's T11, but the stain was off. So I bought was it redwood? Redwood stain. One, there was two separate buckets, but they were both redwood stain. And they were different stains, like they were different colors. Anyway, it's not as noticeable. It was more noticeable on stream than it was in here. You can't tell. You don't look up. But I needed the rafters open because I didn't want tripods, and now I have that light over there is on a cleat hanging from the rafters that I can just move at will, along with anything else in the near future that I want to. But this is what happens. I don't have seed funding. I don't have some French billionaire granting me 13.5 Bitcoin. I don't have $250,000 just being airdropped to me. I don't have 4.8 million. I say billion, million. I don't have Ben Shapiro 4.8 million of seed funding. I don't have the seed funding that these people have. Oh, I did skip my Fed days. So when I got out of the Marine Corps, I wanted to go to the U.S. Marshals. I think it was late 2019, 2020. I did apply to the U.S. Marshals. I had a buddy in the Marshals. He enjoyed it. He was doing well there. I was like, okay, seems good. Let's go. Apply. It's like a 18-month process. And so we do that. I go through that. I at the same time I applied to the state troopers. This was on the this was during insurance. That's what this was. I was like, okay, I don't want to do insurance anymore. Let's figure something out. I get accepted to the state troopers, essentially. But at that time, I had already had an interview with the U.S. Marshals, and I was like, okay, let's put all the troopers on standby. Let's go. We're going to try and get to the U.S. Marshals. And so I attempted that, but I guess the interview, I thought the interview went well. The problem was it was some blonde chick running the interview, which I thought was odd. And I was like, maybe I should have wore a dress to this interview. That would have definitely got me, into the U.S. Marshals. But I mean, that was very peak DEI type situation over there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what exactly happened, but it is what it is. You know, it happened. So I got denied at U.S. Marshals, and then what else? And I was like, yeah, I need to find something else. That's when I started that's when we started marketing and advertising. So sold this. Here we are. Any questions about things specifically, chat? I appreciate you for bringing her. What's it? 11:11. Make a wish. USCIS is reporting there's a surge in Indian. I would have never guessed. Never guessed. Be prepared to be jobless. But I mean, at the end of the day, the question is, why do I do this? Well, that is my history. There's nothing. I mean, maybe there's something to add to it. Nothing skeptical. Like I said, you're not going to go back and find anything extremely insane. Nothing discrediting from me. So is what it is. I never held a federal job other than the Marine Corps. Like I said, the marshals turned me down. The marshals, from my understanding, are the only legally federal law enforcement that exists. Like the FBI shouldn't exist. Neither should the CIA, NSA, any of those guys. But yeah. Where are we at, chap? Applied to be a Fed? I did. I applied to be a U.S. Marshal. And they said no. Along with so when I went to an interview, I think it was in Pennsylvania. Everybody saying Feds turned you down like Tucker. No, the Feds didn't turn me down like Tucker. These are two different things. He applied to the CIA. The same CIA that his father worked for. My father doesn't work for the CIA, nor has he ever worked for the CIA or the U.S. Marshals. So I'm not an heir to the Fed. Have you swung on a pole? No, I've never swung on a pole. Listen. If I haven't exonerated myself of being a Fed yet, then I don't know. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know what's gonna do that. Listen, Bobby's the only Fed in this room. Okay, Bobby's the only Fed. The question is, do you have a shirt that says everyone's a Fed except me? If you don't, then you're the Fed. You're the Fed, dude. You're the Fed. We're all Feds here. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. I mean, obviously, anytime you get like Marine Corps guys together, there's going to be a little bit of it's not, is it gayness? It's not gayness. It's definitely territorial disputes, let's call it. Let's call it territorial disputes. Nothing gay though. No tranny stuff, for sure. For sure. But yeah, that's it. One thing I do want to touch on, and this might be a little bit of a story. I said boot camp was easy. The only thing in boot camp that I want to note, I want you all to note, and anyone that wants to go to boot camp, they will break you. This is more of a psychological aspect, and I haven't looked into this at all. I haven't talked to anybody that has looked into it, but this is just what I gather from this. And what the story is going to be is how Valhalla is not ally. How they break you down. Everyone breaks in boot camp. What I mean by breaks is a shutting down of the central nervous system. The hard part of boot camp it's MK Ultra light. The point of boot camp is to break you down. It's not to teach you. It's not to do anything. It's to break you down, to get you to start from baseline 0 and then build you up at further on schools, whether that's infantry, school of infantry, or BSG, or when you get to the fleet, be built up from there where they break all your habits. Boot camp is built to break you, and everyone gets broke. The only people that don't get broke are the people that are just fall in line, don't question anything from the start, and you just keep your head down and move through the line. That's the people that don't break. And so what I mean by that, when you get to boot camp, you basically go about 2 to 3 days with no sleep. And that's not like, hey, you're going to stay awake. It's like, okay, we got to do all these things, and we're just going to keep doing things until they get done. And that's going to set you up for the next 3 months. And so, or however long it is, I don't even remember, 12 weeks. Yeah, 3 months. Okay. And so you stay awake for like 2 to 3 days. You may be able to stop and sleep for like 5, 10 minutes, maybe while you wait on everyone else to whether they are getting their clothing or getting their items or whatever else comes along. And so that initial phase, you don't really eat a lot, you don't really sleep a lot. You're trying to get into the groove of things. There's nothing established, and so it kind of breaks you down. And so you're already behind when you start boot camp. You're already behind on specifically sleep, but also food. You're behind on sleep and you're behind on food. And so moving forward, everything is planned out for you for the next 3 months within like 5 minute time frames. And that's being gracious. It's probably less than that. Yes, it's very much like a sleep. You get enough sleep to keep moving forward. You get enough to eat to keep moving forward. And that's all it is. And anything on top of that is going to break you. Any stressor on top of that is going to break you. When I say break you, what I mean is the central nervous system um, has a limit. Everyone's central nervous system has a limit. You can look at things like outside of this. You can look at things like strongman competition. Strongmen can control their central nervous system where they can have what they call higher muscle recruitment. So they can use upwards of 30% of their muscle at one time on command. Normal people can't do that. Normal people use something like 10 to 12%. That's a central nervous system thing, where muscle recruitment is a central nervous system aspect. It's a hump you have to get over, and the only way to get over that is to force yourself to break through it. And a lot of times it takes more time. And if you get to that point and you're not ready for it, your system shuts down, and you simply cannot control what is actually happening. And I'll get to that in a second. And where they actually broke me. It's the only thing. It's the only time I've ever been broken. And it was eye opening, is what it was. I didn't think there was. I mean, I was in peak physical condition at the time, and I just didn't think I could be broken at that point. But anyway, lack of sleep. You don't sleep for the first 3 days. You don't really eat, and then from there you get like 6 hours of sleep a night. I think they block 8, but your first hour is trying to get ready for the next day, and then you almost probably every other night you have what's called fire watch, where there's a rotation of guys where you have to stand up. Everybody, you at least have to have 2 guys on watch all night every night, and you're on that rotation, so it interrupts your sleep cycle. So if you're getting 7 hours of sleep one night, that's if you're lucky. Then the next night you're getting like 3, and then another 3, and that's being gracious. And so you're doing that day in and day out. You're getting minimal food, maybe not minimal. You're getting decent food if you eat fast enough. And so it builds on that, and then stressors beyond that. I was very combative in boot camp. I never picked up what they call a guide. I was never the head, but I was squad leader continuously, just because I wouldn't, I wouldn't scream. I mean, looking back, I probably should have, but they took me up on the quarterdeck and probably blasted me for a solid hour. And at some point I just broke, and I couldn't control emotions, couldn't control my body. I just shut down, like everything shut down. I couldn't control anything. And it's not like a will to power. It's not like, okay, I'm going to do this thing. It's like I don't have control. And so from there, everyone breaks. A lot of people break just a lot earlier. They just break earlier. And the people that don't break, like I said, they keep their head down. They don't get singled out. They don't get fussed at. Being tall, no bueno. Don't be tall in boot camp. Don't be tall in boot camp. Um, but I just tell that story because everyone can and everyone will break if you push them hard enough. And so from there, exact what you want from it. I think the ones that do well are the ones that can recover the fastest. I think this is how you get your special forces, your special operations guys, the ones that are able to recover the fastest from being broken down. And am I tall? I'm 6 foot. Tall enough. But I was big. I was also big. I was in very good shape. I went into boot camp at like a 194. Um, and I was, yeah, I mean, I got singled out just because of that. Also, I didn't yell. They want you to yell, scream. I never yelled or screamed. I yelled. I didn't scream. Is there a difference? I don't know. But yeah, that was like a hurdle for them, for drill instructors, and I never did it, even afterwards. Um, and I got singled out a lot on that one. But yeah, that's that. But anyway, whoever can recover the fastest after being broken down, that's where you get the guys that do really, really well in the military. Zeb got NK Ultra 20 calibers of catcher in the row. Yeah, dude. I mean, maybe I should bring a psychologist on. If y'all know someone that's like that knows anything about this kind of stuff, like that's something I would like to talk about. Like the brain interests me. Central nervous system interests me, and I haven't really looked into it outside of maybe reading maybe like a couple books on consciousness, but like that's something I would like to talk to somebody that knows about that thing. Like that, like it seems very MK Ultra light to me. Ultra light, not it's not Michelob, okay? Um no, Zeb, insurance is Jewish. Yes. You must be behind, but yes, insurance is Jewish. It's a scam. It's Indian. It's Indians are Jews. They're just different. They're brown Jews. Yeah, I would like to talk to a psychologist about that. I want to see how far that actually goes, or somebody that knows something about like how that type of thing MK Ultra operates. I mean, I've read a couple books on it, but that's what it seems like to me. It's very break the person down to where you can build them up, and I think that's what boot camp is at its core. That's the function of boot camp, is to break you. It's simply to break you, and then they teach you everything afterwards. Yes, it's to make you compliant. I don't know about controllable. That's what they want, and you can mass produce compliant and controllable. And when I say the people that recover beyond that, that's the ones that aren't compliant and aren't controllable. This is where you get your super soldiers. This is why you can't mass produce special forces. You can't mass produce special operation guys. You just can't do it because people don't recover. The ones that do recover do well. Everyone else, what we call it, they drink the juice. We call it drink the juice. You just go along. You do what you're told. Keep your eyes closed. Somebody says go left, you go left. Somebody says go right, you go right. That's just, and that's okay. Those guys are needed. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not exceptional. What's he say? If everyone's super, then no one's super. If everyone's exceptional, no one's exceptional. And that's just the nature of things. It's like I don't want to work a plant job, but I think those roles are necessary for society. I would fight for higher wages in those roles. I'm not going to attack people in trade work. I'm not going to attack people on an assembly line. I'm not going to attack people because of the situation that they're in. But it's applicable to society, right? Everybody has a role in the Marine Corps, and that's how it operates, or the military in general. And so in the world, everyone also has a role too. Everyone has a role to play. Not everyone can be a doctor. Not everyone can be an electrician. Not everyone can be the thing, whatever the thing is. You need to play your role. Daddy used to tell me when I was younger, if you're gonna, if you're gonna do something, be the best at it. I don't care if you're a ditch digger. You need to be the best ditch digger there is. And so, in the same vein, yes, whatever you do, try to be the best at it. And some people simply, it's just not there. It's just reality. I'm not gonna set someone up for failure by putting them in a role that I know they can't do. And sometimes when you do that, it's not just failure of the person in the role, it's the failure of whoever they're servicing. Right? I'm not going to take somebody that probably shouldn't have graduated medical school and put them in a doctor's office, because then somebody else is going to get hurt. Carpenters and plumbers are useless to us. Did he say that? Basically. Dude, I mean, if I had to do something besides this, I would like to be a carpenter. I think I could do it. I would like to do it. I would prefer to do that than this. This isn't fun. I could be in the bed right now. I cut it yesterday. I cut my own hair. I've cut my own hair for the last since ship. Well, since before ship, since Marine Corps. I cut hair in the Marine Corps. That's what I did in the Marine Corps. Just kidding. I did do that in the Marine Corps. Like on ship. So on ship, you have to keep standards, keep Marine Corps standards, uh, and so there's no barbers on ship. And so we're on ship for 9 months. We don't port. We don't see barbers. We don't go to a barbershop. They do have a barbershop on ship, but there's no like designated barber. And so you have to have someone in your platoon or your company that's able to cut hair. I was like, dude, how hard can it be? Dude, I've seen them. I've cut grass before. I've cut grass, right? That's what I did in high school. I cut grass for 2 years in high school. Oh, dude, I didn't even tell y'all about tree work. Oh, I get to tree work here in a minute. Anyway, I cut grass in high school. I was like, it's got to be the same thing as cutting grass, right? And so anyway, I started cutting hair, and it is what it is, man. It's not hard. You just blend it. I don't know what it looks like on stream. But yeah, I cut my own hair yesterday. This is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, so I did that on ship. I was cutting like 30 heads a day on ships sometimes. But that was only on like Wednesdays and Sundays. Don't lie, you learn to trim and lock up. It basically was lockup, dude. We were on ship for 9 months. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all about this for ship too. We were on ship for 9 months, dude. You see the same people day in and day out, over and over and over. And some of them are just annoying. Some of them are beyond annoying. So I came up with what I call the 2-strike rule, right? Everybody wants 3 strikes. No, you get 2. You get my mustache don't want to stay up. You get 2 strikes. We're going to dive into what designates a strike here in a minute. I want to do a video on this. I want to do a chalkboard video on this because it's very useful. I still use it. I still use 2-strike rule a lot of times. But yeah, you see the same people day in and out. There's 1,500 Marines. There's 1,500 sailors on this ship. Most of them stay in the room. Most of them stay away from you. You probably see the same 300 to 400 guys every single day. And they always say the same thing over and over. It's like I was talking about earlier. Everybody has a role. Some people are just bound for repetitiveness. And these people are repetitive. So I just got tired of talking to them. I just got tired of seeing them. I got tired of it. This was probably 2 months on ship. I was like, okay, dude, if you're ugly, I don't like your face, I'm not going to talk to you. That's kind of how it started. I was like, nah, that's a little brutal. Like, well, okay, well, I'll give them a chance. Let's say I don't like their face, and then they say something dumb. I got to give them a little bit of a chance. And so it kind of evolved from there. And I was like, okay, we're going to do 2-strike rule. But sometimes people are just born with a strike, right? They can't fix their face, but that's a strike. That's a strike. I don't like their face. It's not that they're ugly. I just don't like their face. Or they're fat. If you're ugly and fat, well, you got 2 strikes, and then I don't want to listen to you at all. But typically it was 1 strike was I don't like your face, or you smell bad, or you walk funny. And that was 1 strike. And then strike 2 would typically be, okay, you said something dumb. Okay, not talking to you. And some of them, sometimes the strikes were a little bit softer than the other strikes. And a lot of times people just started out with 1 strike. Most of the time people started out with 1 strike. Sometimes people start out with 2 strikes, so there's no recovery. And so I guess the question is, kind of what was a strike? Obviously, I don't like your face. Everything is subjective. You're fat. You walk funny. You move funny. You smell bad. You said something dumb. I remember you did something dumb. I just don't like you. No, 2 strikes, you're out. No 3 strikes. 3 strikes was too much. I had to put up with too much at 3 strikes. I had to reel it back down to 2. You get 2 strikes. That's it. If you can't make 2 strikes, then you're just in trouble. And some people just started with 2 strikes. Not my fault. Deal with it. And anyway, you get a little hardened heart after a while, seeing the same people over and over and over and over and over for months on end. It's like a mini floating town that you can't escape from. It's literally it's just jail. It's just jail. It's like free range jail. It's like free range jail, except you have to do things. At least in jail, you don't have to do things. Mandate labor camps. Let's do that. And so, smell has to be 2 strikes for me. Zeb used to braid my hair in the joint. Oh boy. Welcome, alphabetist. I used to have long hair. Before I went in the Marine Corps, I think my hair went down to my shoulders. That's the longest it's ever been. I was gonna say something else. I was gonna talk about something else. Oh, tree work. Tree work is the hardest I've ever worked. So in between basically dropping out of college and going into the Marine Corps, there was about a 6-month period I did what we call tree work. I worked for Burford, and smoked a lot of weed there. Don't smoke weed. You smoke weed. Smoking weed's bad. I want to ban weed. We're going to ban weed. When I win, we're banning weed. Yeah, I don't care about your medical license. We're banning it across the board. Listen, I can't even drive down the street anymore without being smacked in the face inside of my truck with rolled up windows and the AC off. I don't want to smell your weed riding down the road. I wouldn't ban weed if it didn't smell. Weed smell is like what's it called when you make too much noise? What's it called when you make too much noise? Public, not indecency. Chat, help me out here. Weed is bad. Do not smoke weed. But it's like public disturbance, disturbing the peace. That's what it should be. If I smell weed, disturbing the peace charge. That's what we're getting. What's the difference in me having to smell your stinky weed and someone yelling and screaming, blowing their horn, playing playing some African music that's shattering my windows? What's the difference? Disturbing the peace. Yes. You should get a disturbing the peace charge if I have to smell your weed driving down the road. I guess the argument is something akin to do it in your own home. Like if I don't have to smell it, like I'm banning it. It's banned. You're going to get in trouble if you get caught. But it's like, okay, it's prohibition. We're still running alcohol. I know you're still going to be there. It's not like I'm not retarded. Anyway, ban the weed. Anyway, I smoked the weed. At doing tree work. Smoked the tree doing tree work. Anyway, we were on I was on what's called a chip truck, and we were working stupid hard. Anyway, we went and did some work in Louisiana. Went down there for a couple months, I believe. Peak summer, June, July, Louisiana. It's 100 degrees outside. It's 98% humidity. Louisiana sucks. And so we were running like 84-hour weeks in Louisiana. It was absolutely crazy. We're bringing in good money, but I mean that's probably the hardest I've ever worked was in Louisiana. We were running, yeah, we did like back to back to back to back, like 84, 86-hour weeks. Wake up, work, maybe eat something, work, maybe eat some, work. That's what it was. Yeah, I'm banning all the things. Whatever your vice is, I'm banning the caffeine. We're banning the caffeine. Not having. We're not banning the caffeine. The only drug you're allowed to have is the caffeine. Zen. Are we banning Zen? Are we banning the nicotine? Are we banning the nicotine? No, we're not banning the nicotine. But no, what was Tucker talking about? They take it rectally? Yeah, we're banning the rectal nicotine for sure. Harder than picking cotton. Definitely harder than picking cotton, dude. Picking cotton's easy. That's easy work. Easy work. We do have like 20 miles down the road, we have the oldest cotton gin, and I think it still works. So easy work. Don't ban the cigars. I have a cigar bag. Can you see that? No, not really. It's dried out. I need a humidor. No, I won't ban the cigars. Cigars are fine. We'll ban cigarettes. I can't stand cigarettes. Cigarettes are bad. Weed, cigarettes. We can keep cigars. Cigar smell's not terrible. Cigar people are honorable people too. It's not like you don't see it much anymore. But when we were younger, dude, there'll be cigarettes everywhere. People would just be smoking, just having a good old time. John smoked cigarettes. He's probably we're banning the cigarettes. Banning alcohol then too. Yes, well, we'll ban hard alcohol. Yeah, I mean, I'm a prohibitionist. The problem is, you think me banning the thing is me saying that it shouldn't exist. And that's not what I'm saying. Bourbon. No, we'll be selective, okay? You can keep the Jack Daniels, we can keep the Jim Beam, we're banning the Hennessy, and we're gonna be selective. We're gonna be selective on the alcohol banning. You can keep the Grey Goose. We're banning Everclear. You can make your moonshine at home if you want to. Moonshine tastes better when it's illegal. Yeah, we'll keep the American honey. We'll keep the American honey. We'll keep the ban Viagra. Why are we banning Viagra? Did y'all know that Viagra was initially for blood pressure? I think it was a blood pressure medicine, a blood thinning medicine. It increased blood flow, and because it increased blood flow, it had a side effect. And so everybody was like, "Oh, side effect? Let's go. Let's run with that." White lightning, yeah. I mean, me banning alcohol or weed or cigarettes or whatever, obviously it's a little bit tongue in cheek here, but it's not me saying that I know it's not going to exist. It's like, okay, fentanyl's illegal. That shit's everywhere, right? It needs to be cut down to the point where it's not an issue. Especially weed, me smelling it on the road. If you're riding and you're black, tinted out, Nissan Altima with a broken front bumper, and you got smoke rolling out the windows, and I gotta smell it just when I drive by you, that's a problem. How do you fix that problem? You ban it. Make it extremely illegal. Don't get caught. I would also increase profiling. We need to increase the profiling. That'll help with that too. So change the marketing. I think you're not in control. We're all screwed. Listen, here's the thing. The current administration, 2025 has had, I think they passed like 40 bills. You basically can't do anything at the federal level anymore. You can't do anything. It's completely shut down because it's completely controlled. Donald Trump has no power. Kristi Noem, Kash Patel, Stephen Miller, none of them have any power. Everything is controlled. Nothing is getting banned. Nothing is getting built. Nothing is happening. So this is where we're at. Nothing is going to change other than more student visas, more H-1Bs, more bad thing, more bad thing, more bad thing. Oh, but we'll get some memes on Twitter. Let's get the memes on Twitter. Good memes are good. But this is where we're at. This is largely why I'm doing this, because nothing is going to change unless we change it. I would also like to point out that some people like to claim infiltration and political solution to the problem when it's not even possible. When you don't even have the time. Maybe we could break that down one day. Don't vote. Withhold your vote because the Republican Party is bad. Withhold your vote. Accelerate. Kamala Harris would have been so much better. You know, if Tim Walz VP, whatever's happened in Minnesota, if we could have definitely, if we could have had that across the board in the United States, that would definitely be a better position than we are now. It would have been the same as Trump. That's not an argument. It's not a position. That's a stupid position. Not even saying voting matters, but for argument's sake, this is what we have. The positioning needs to be tactical acceleration. We need to accelerate when we have an opportunity to win, not when we don't like the thing in front of us. We don't like the two things in front of us, so withhold our vote. Like that's not the positioning. Let's not. How about let's not let Mamdani destroy New York, the flagship city in America. Let's not let him do that. Like that would be a good position, rather than, okay, let's let Mamdani destroy New York so that we can rebuild it. No, that's not going to happen. You're just going to keep giving things away. You're going to continue to allow people like Tim Walz to facilitate and Ilhan Omar to facilitate the robbing of Minnesota citizens, of Minnesotans. But yeah, can you ban taxes? Yes, I would ban taxes. I would tariff the absolute dog shit out of everybody. Everybody. I am an extreme nationalist. I wouldn't ban taxes. Let's get this straight. I wouldn't ban taxes. If we're gonna restructure everything, it needs to be restructured correctly. And this is obviously it's some ideal that we're getting to. Would I prefer an ethnic nation? Sure, absolutely. I don't think we'll get there necessarily, and so because of that, we need to adopt something that is caste-like, meaning the Indian caste. It needs to be a tiered society where you have Americans, stock Americans, right? Old stock Americans, you call them heritage Americans, whatever you want to call them. People that are actually American, born, raised, bred Americans from Europe that came over here a little while ago, not last year, not an Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And so that's what we need, is to have a tier up there, and then we need to have a citizen tier. And this will get built into the what is an American positioning if I ever get to it. I've been trying to dwindle it down. It's just so much information that that I'm gonna have to. It's gonna take me a little bit longer to abridge everything. It's so much. And I need people to help me flush it out. Not like I need help from people. I just need I need to talk myself through the thinking. You consider wearing cat ears to smooth things over with windows. You think the Trump photo is 100% Q posting, or was he hit at the rebirth of America with numerology? Excuse me, sorry. Which photo? Yeah. So I did get blocked by Fuentes today. Not sure exactly what prompted it, but it is what it is. I do think, I mean, as a general, I mean, his shift is coming. He's obviously been shifting more so recently with his generational divide. I mean, I have debate with gropers that they want to deny it outright, but it's just not the case. I might actually do like a full breakdown of his entire positioning over time, specifically December, starting in December of 2020, but even back into his Boston College days or university, wherever he went to school, and Cassie Dillon and his being on the Daily Wire's radar. Would I wear cat ears? No. I tried to wear a wig one time on stream, and I was like, "Nah, get this thing off of me. I'm not gay. Not ever gonna be gay. Not Steven Crowder, Alex Stein. I'm not gonna be cross dressing for lulz. Um, they do it all the time. They enjoy it too much. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the thing. I mean, Q is an op for sure. If that's the question. What's the hair doing? I need to spray it down. Probably just need to cut it off, to be honest with you. Oh, the eagle with the 13 on it. It's not an eagle apparently. It's a falcon, and it was posted with an article back in 2017 from an Israeli editor, I believe, or an Israeli guy, a Jew wrote it. The article where the image was taken from. So I don't know what to make of it, man. I mean, Trump's all over the place. So mm-mm. What else? What else about my life? Mm-mm-mm. Simmaniac, abandoning the beard wax. That's fine. I got no, I got no issue with it. Oh, cigarette smokes or the weed smokes? I can do cigarettes. We just gotta, we got to. I mean, most places have done a pretty good job, like hospitals and a lot of parks, a lot of cities have gone very no smoking. Dude, I remember we used to go in restaurants and they would have smoking section on one side and no smoking on the. They don't even do that anymore. I mean, some places do. I've gone into a couple of gas stations recently that they still have some old guys in there smoking, and it's brutal, man. It's brutal. Dude, you got it. Dude, smoke a cigarillo or something, dude. Get you some, smoke some Black and Milds. Nobody needs Newports and Marlboro Reds, man. Let's transition. We need to transition, okay? You stuck in the closet on the cig closet. We need a transition. We need a full transition out of the cig closet. That's all I have. Dude, just pick up another one. Just you can do some rectal zins. I'm banning all anxiety bans. I really stuck a nerve with banning everything, didn't I? Roll your own tobacco, you'll get a deal. I'm not against tobacco. I'm not. I mean, if you want to, yeah, roll your own. Stop smoking that garbage and roll your own. You roll your own. You put a little effort into it instead of just going to the gas station. You put a little effort into it. You can smoke it. Deal? Is that a deal? Deal, Simmaniac? Welcome to the stream, dude. First time I've seen you, so I appreciate you being here. Anything else? Any other questions? Are you sure you're not Jewish? Ask the Polish. The Polish guy asked me if I'm not Jewish. Do I look Jewish? Do I look Jewish? I've posted my 23andMe data. I'm like 97% British. Just said you can grow your own. Yeah, I mean, I would advocate, dude. So in here in the South, the place around me was like the foundation for tobacco. Like tobacco was the cash crop around here. And back in the 80s, early 90s, even into the 2000s, the government started paying farmers per acre to not grow tobacco. And so a lot of farmers sold out so that now they can't grow tobacco, and that kind of dwindled the tobacco production down. I want to look back into that now that we're getting reviews from like highly credible sources saying that nicotine is basically anti-cancerous, is an anti-carcinogen, I guess is how you would say it. And so a lot of this land just can't be farmed. Like tobacco can't be farmed on this land because they sold it out to the government for a pretty penny, I would say. And yeah, I mean, there used to be tobacco fields everywhere back in the early 2000s, even up until like even through like 2011, 12. But I don't see them anymore. They don't exist anymore around here. Everybody's sold out to it. But yeah, roll your own, dude, and I'll let you, and you can smoke them. Do you see the pathetic New Year's Mar-a-Lago party with Vanilla Ice and Ninja Turtle? Dude, I saw the Ninja Turtles. Um, I'm assuming you were talking about the clip with Christy Nome and Stephen Miller singing Ice Ice Baby. It's like, dude, like it's like Cash Patel going on that podcast the other day, dude. It's like do something. Do something. Let's tweet about it. Let's tweet about it. Trump, JD Vance. Oh, Minnesota fraud bad. Do something, dude. You're the guy, right? You're the guy. You're the guy. Bongino. Oh, I'm gonna spill all when I come back to the podcast. Oh, day one, we're gonna release the Jeffrey Epstein files. It's like you were the dude. You still are the dude. You're heading up the Charlie Kirk case. Do something, Patel. You're the guy. Anyway, Christy Nome singing Ice Ice Baby. What are the deportation numbers? Don't give me some garbage self-deportation numbers either. What are the deportation numbers currently? Let's see if we can find some. There's probably like 450,000 at most. Dude, they were bragging about 80 deportations. They were bragging about 80 arrests in Charlotte the other day. It's like, dude, 80? 80. Dude, I could walk down the street in 20 minutes and find you 80 people to deport. It's not hard. You want to make it easy? Pay me by the hour. Pay me by deportation, and I'll just walk down the street, point, you arrest them. I'll have a 99% accuracy. I promise you. This stuff isn't hard. Just look at them. You know they aren't supposed to be there. They know they aren't supposed to be here. That's why they disappear when ICE comes to town. How many deportations? 2025. Ending in September 30th. Trump administration reported higher figures. They're boasting 605,000 deportations. Okay, let's just take their number. The self-deportations don't matter. The self-deportations, they're non-existent. That's not real. Nobody is self-deporting. That's dumb. That's a dumb talking point. It's retarded. And anyone that believes that is retarded also. No one is no one is going to pay money, leave their livelihood, leave their home, and come to America just to go back. $605,000. Let's grant them that number. I don't think it's accurate. It's probably closer to 450. Let's grant them 600,000. We'll round it up 600,000. 600,000 times 4 years is like, what, 2.4? 2.4 2.4 million? We're going to deport less than 2.5 million people. That's me being generous. That's a liberal estimation. 2.5 million deportations, that doesn't make a dent. It does nothing. It doesn't do anything. The Biden administration let in 21 million. Can we not at least deport as much people as Biden let in? Like, I feel like that would be a good standard. Can we not work as fast as they did? If they were able to let in 21, there's 21, but let's just say 20 million. If they were able to let in 20 million between 2020 to 2024, if they were able to let in 20 million, can we not deport 20 million between 2024 and 2028? I mean, if only we had, if only we had the executive branch, if only we had the House, the Senate, if all of us were Republican controlled, we could probably get something done. We could probably get some deportation. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think? No, we got district judges shutting down everything. It's like, dude, grow a sack, tell them to F off, and just start mass deporting people. That is what you were voting for. Specifically mass deportations. Specifically mass deportations. We need, everybody's saying 100 million deportations. I think we need a country of 100 million. They say there's 330 million people in America. It's probably closer to 5. It's probably closer to 500 million people. The weed smokers can pick the blueberries. So that's what we're looking at. I don't know what got us on that. The Kristi Noem, yeah, ice baby, dude. She's there for photo ops. These people want to go on Fox News. They want to do podcasts. Kash Patel and his podcast with Stephen Miller's wife and his honeypot girlfriend. It's like, what are we doing, man? Bongino quit so he can start back up his podcast. It's like these people just want to be in front. These people want to be in front of a camera. I mean, you have people like Casey that are actually running for office. I would run for office if I haven't torched everything I have with previous live streams. It's not my time yet. It will come, probably sooner than later. I've had people ask if I wanted to run. I don't think they actually knew my positioning. My positioning of banning everything. I want to ban the fun. I want to ban everyone's vices. That's what I'm trying to ban. But yeah. So, I mean, and then you have, dude, we could go down the list of failures from the Trump administration. Trump wants to cry on Truth Social. Oh, dude, Biden's auto pen was completely illegal. It's like, okay, do something. Do something about it. 400, what do they call them? Why am I blanking right now? What's the immunity called? What am I talking about? Immunity. Don't go to jail when you do bad thing. Run on banning the illegals. Come here. Yeah, I mean, I want absolute martial law. I would take every able-bodied person in the National Guard, in the Army, in the Navy, in the Marine Corps, bring them back home for a couple months, and just deport everybody and everything that doesn't belong here. I don't care where they go. They just can't stay here. And if you're caught coming back across the border, you're going to be put to death. No strikes. You get no strikes. 2-strike rule, out the window. 0 strikes. pardon. Yeah. Yeah, okay. You have 400 pardons that are unauthorized or illegal from a auto pen. It's like, okay, then arrest them. Right? That, right? Do something, dude. Did he steal the 2020 election? You claim he did for 4 years. You ran on election fraud. Number 2, right below mass deportations. Can we just nullify those 4 years of laws? Can we automatically undo a mandated undoing of everything that was done? 20 million deportations. Let's start there. It's exhausting. This. I mean, it's exhausting. And at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, kind of to get back to where we were. I am a tactical accelerationist. I don't want to accelerate unless we can win. And at this moment, and the 2024 election, Trump winning is probably the safest we can do. I don't want to lose America. I don't want to lose my home. I don't want to lose the infrastructure. I don't want to lose the thing. And when we vote in people like Zoran Mamdani to destroy New York City, if there's anything left in the first place, is not a good accelerationist perspective. Do we allow Cuomo to win? I don't know. I don't think so. Eric Adams probably would be better than both of them, but it's just not going to happen. Especially when you have New York City, where 50% of them don't even speak English. So this is what we have. Go into New York City, deport everybody. Just deport everybody, and then the 30% that belong there, allow them back in. We deport everyone, and then you can come back through. It's like when you go to clean up something that's really messy. Like you got a room that's been neglected, and you just like a drawer, like a junk drawer. Everybody's got this drawer in the kitchen, right? Where you just throw stuff in there. It doesn't really have a drawer to go in, and so you just throw it in this drawer. How do you clean up the drawer? You pick one thing out at a time and put it back in its place? No, you dump the thing out. We deport everyone that's not obviously American. And then you start placing it back in there. And then we allow them back in. Okay, you, American. You, citizenship, got here last year? No. Vivek, back home. Deport everyone, and then allow them back in. You don't get elected without the rabbi's blessing. So true. So true propaganda. So true. Yes. Yes. My platform is deport everyone and ban everything. I am pro extreme order. Is there a label? I don't know. I mean, fascist, socialist. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the label would be. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I think we're faced with a lot of issues that no one has been faced with before, and also in combination, right? Everybody likes to point at 1930s Weimar. A lot of people like to point to Rome 1 and 2. A lot of people like to point at like a 1490 Spain, a 1400 England. It's like we're faced with the things that they were faced with, but all at one time. Like we're looking at a completely destroyed multicultural culture, a people that don't belong here in an isolated position, strung out too far, like the Roman government, where the empire was too far apart from each other. That's one. We can get back into that. That's one of my issues with Jefferson. And so we're faced with that. We're faced with the Weimar issue. We're faced with Rome 1, Rome 2 issues. We're faced with Spain issues. We're faced with all of the issues all at one time, along with issues that they didn't have to face in at their time at all, ever. One being a foundational, you could call them FBAs, foundational Black Americans, where to some extent they, I guess you could call it owed. I don't think owed is the word. But we're faced with all of these things that don't that nobody was faced with. Um, so yeah, I don't know what it comes to, and I've talked about this before. One of the last streams was I talked about if there's a political solution, uh, there is it's going to be at the governor level, and because it's at the governor, why is it at the governor level? I think it's because of balkanization and regionalization that's going to be necessary in the future. I don't think the federation is going to stay together. I don't think the country is going to stay together. If it is to stay together, it is going to need a lot of work. Work being wet. But yeah, I think it's going to need governors that are willing to bind together. Very much a join or die situation. A coalition of states, if you will. Maybe something like a federation of states, even maybe a confederation. I'm just spitballing here. Maybe we get some governors with a sack on them so that they can do the thing. I don't know, Chad. I don't know. What time is it? 12 o'clock? What other questions we got? Project Veritas exposed Somali fraud in Minnesota 4 years ago. Yeah, I mean, they know the fraud. It's not like they don't even know the fraud's going on. It's not, I mean, they don't need Veritas. I mean, Tim Walz is facilitating it. I mean, it's being facilitated at the governor's level. The daycares have donated $35 million in the last couple of years to political campaigns. The Somali fraud in Minnesota is basically AIPAC. Is basically lobbying. AIPAC lobbies politicians to get them in to vote for more Israel funding, and then the Israel funding goes into AIPAC that then buys politicians to vote for more funding. It's the same thing in Minnesota. They pay daycares to buy politicians like Walz to then increase funding for daycares so that they can pay the daycares and then buy more politicians. It's a cyclical issue of theft of the American people across the board. This one being Minnesota, it's happening in Ohio, it's happening in Florida, it's happening in California, it's happening everywhere. There's going to be a massive, I thought about doing a video on this, or at least we might actually end up doing this, as a tax strike. There's going to be a massive tax strike this year, I think, and a lot of big names are kind of picking it up. So we'll see what happens there. Sorry. But yeah. Sounds like an urban problem. What are we talking about? We need a tax strike. I don't know if a tax strike's going to do anything, to be honest with you. I don't think any of our problems can be solved monetarily. They'll just keep going into more debt. It's like we're $38 trillion in debt. Explain to me what $1 trillion is, and then we can have a conversation. Like $1 trillion isn't real. Like that, like it's just not real. The number 1 trillion doesn't, it's not like, it's not real. It's just here. And so they don't need your taxes. we'll just keep going in debt at a federal level. I want to do, we'll do a live stream one day on the inability the inability of the federal government to default on its debt. Like, it's not possible to default on your debt anymore. This is a system that's been built over time on top of each other. It's taken about 4 or 5 evolutions. And so we can just start at the baseline of like central banks and usury and interest and how that operates, where it's a creation of money. People like to say the Fed is the only place that you can create money. Yeah, the Fed creates money. Yeah, they print money, but this is where who's the economist? Friedman. This is where Friedman gets it wrong. He just gets it flat out wrong. He said the Fed is the only place that they can create money. It's just not true. You create money through usury, through interest. Interest creates money. It creates money that doesn't exist and cannot exist. And so when you have someone like Friedman saying that the Fed is the only place that can create money, it like discredits everything else he says. Like how do you miss something so simple is my question. And then from there you can go down the line, but essentially, because money is not tied to a person, it's tied to an organization that will forever exist regardless. You can't default on the loan. Like it's the basic question is what people ask all the time of who do we owe? The world's $100 trillion debt. Who do we owe? Well, we owe ourselves, and that's the problem. It's like they were running a operation in a city around here where, and a lot of cities can do this. A lot of cities do this, where they wanted to build this facility, this really nice facility to bring in more to allow people. There was a gym, a pool, a basketball court, these things for the city and for the citizens of the city to have something there and to facilitate more people moving in so that they can collect more taxes. Now, they didn't have the money, and a city doesn't really go to a bank to borrow a loan to build a $10 million building. And so what the city does, and this happens across the board with a lot of places, what the city does is it borrows from its future self. It's basically placing a bet saying, okay, we're going to be able to bring in this much of taxes in this year. And so they finance themselves. It's so complicated, like it doesn't make sense. They finance themselves from the future. The money doesn't exist. They build the building off of monopoly money at best in hopes that they can pay it off in the future. And this is what happens at a global scale. It's like, okay, if you don't reach that, then the money, you still owe the thing and it doesn't exist anymore. It's like, it's so, the money system is so complicated, it needs to be simplified. How do you simplify it? You torch it all. We're banning everything, we're deporting everyone, and we're burning the system to the ground. Done. Boykin 28. Let's go. Boy, what, 32? Yeah, we'll do 32. 28, I'll be 35, right? Yeah. Let's do that. Will I? Yeah, I'll be 35. Let's go. I'm running for president. Ban usury. All usury. Oh, what are we talking about? Do what Spain did right before their golden age. Ban usury, ban circumcision, deport the Jews. Well, Spain wanted to be Spanish, so they became Spanish. I think America needs to be American, so we should become American. How do we become American? Well, we make America American again. For every $1 invested in a bank, they get a $100 credit. I believe it's 90. For every $10, They get 100. Fractional reserve banking is also insane. Why is Nick acting so gay lately? Um, I mean, Nick's always been effeminate. I've been following him for a long time, along with a lot of other people. It's like Brylan Hollihan was posting today. He was posting about, I think it was Andrew Tate or somebody, and was like, "Oh, you don't have to follow these people." I'm like, dude, nobody wants to follow you either. It's like you don't have to choose between this extreme red pill and this extreme cuck pill. But I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, you kind of do. So I'm trying to fix. We'll see. I mean, Nick's always been effeminate. I mean, you have. Do I want to do this? See, this is the thing. I've been taking it easy on Nick, but he blocked me. You have the Ali Alexander stuff. You have the Catboy Kami stuff. You have, dude. I mean, googly eyes over clavicular the other day. You have his stream with Destiny. You have him calling dating gay. Obviously, it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but is it? He said having a wife and kids is gay. He said that I'm literally building a treehouse with my son. And he says having a wife and kids is gay. I was like, dude, we're out here doing gay things in the woods. You know, we're building a treehouse for a 4-year-old. So gay, dude. So gay. But this is a problem. These are your trad champions. These are your trad champions. Wants to promote traditional Americanism with his Catholic superiority. It's like, dude, we don't want that. Go back to Mexico with your Catholicism. And this is another thing. Everybody wants to say he's not Mexican. Dude, he's a self-professed Mexican that folded under no pressure. It's not me saying he is. His last name is Fuentes, 1. But 2, he folded under no pressure to tell people that he's Mexican. That's a problem. That's a problem. And it seems to be a problem across the board with a lot of these people that talk in front of the camera. They have no backbone. They don't want to do anything. You have someone like Nick that, again, I've said this before, he could build an army if he wants to, but he has to gatekeep. Anyone that threatens his position, he has to gatekeep. Why? Because he doesn't want to win. He just wants it to be him. This is why he hasn't come out, at least in some vocal support of Chud. I mean, even a denouncement of what he's doing would be better than what he's done. This is why he knows who woman propaganda is. He knows who Hayden is. Absolutely left him on red IRL. He walked away from, that's crazy, walked away. With his little boyfriend Sneeko. It's like, didn't we just have a falling out not too long ago with our Muslim alliance? Didn't we have a Muslim alliance back in March, maybe? April, May, June, somewhere around there. We had a Christian Muslim alliance. How did that work out for you, dude? How did the Muslim alliance work out for you? Not well. Let's get back on Sneeko's dick. The thing I can't get past is him being at the Capitol building and his Bitcoin being released. Great show. Keep up the work. Yeah. That's kind of what I called out earlier. Is he got a Bitcoin. The problem with the Bitcoin thing is also the timing, right? December 2020, a month before January 6th, he gets a Bitcoin drop of 13.5 Bitcoin, which is basically $250,000. Odd timing. And then he gets January 6th. He calls for entering the Capitol. He calls for going through the barricade. He calls for it. And then no arrests come. 1,600, not Nick. 1,600 arrests for January 6th. Not Nick, though. Not Nick. Scot-free, along with the other 274 feds that were there. Or 273. Who knows? Doesn't get any tracked down by the Fed. Doesn't get tracked down, doesn't get arrested. Then gets debanked. He gets debanked, but okay, you got debanked. Now you're still sitting on $250,000 of Bitcoin. That's odd. That's odd. It's almost like somebody paid you so that you could get debanked and still have funds to be able to live a life, right? If you get debanked and you still have a Bitcoin drop of some seed funding, if you will, I'm just asking questions, you know. And now we're saying the 30-06, the round bounced off the back of the skin of the back of his neck, bounced off, did a little trampoline ricochet, and then broke some vertebrae. Dude, this line of thought, this line of the narrative of the 30-06 is absolutely delusional. Anyone advocating for a 30-06 right now is fed. Bottom line, baseline. It's crazy work. And the amount of people that have been injecting alternative theories that are just blatantly dismissible, I think that's crazy too. It's obviously an op to some extent. Do we trust Owen? Yeah. Owen's probably one of the only ones I trust. I don't blanket trust Owen, but yeah, I mean, if we're making a list, Owen is towards the top. I think you got like Mark Dice, maybe Sam Hyde, Dan Bilzerian. I've been trying to make a list, and Owen, and maybe Myron. Like, I mean, that is that 5? Yeah, Mark Dice, Dan Bilzerian, Owen Schroyer, Myron. Who did I miss? Sam Hyde. Top 5. We're not blanket trusting, but if we are trusting them, if we're trusting somebody, they're at the top of the list somewhere. Who's JF? JFK? Myron is a non and a Muslim. I don't think he's Muslim, but he is a non. But I mean, if we're speaking on people that are Mark Dice, I'd choose Sam over Mark Dice. See, I don't have an issue with Mark Dice. Mark Dice has never tried to play the game of get big and isolate or get bought out. I don't agree with him on everything, but yeah, Myron is a grifter and a blackie. I wouldn't call Myron black, but I mean, he's Sudanese. I mean, I guess technical issue there, but I don't think Myron is a grifter. Myron would be an opportunist. I think those are two separate things. Opportunists are not grifters, but all grifters are opportunists. I don't think there's an issue in being an opportunist. I think everybody in this field is an opportunist, myself included. But there's a fine line there, obviously. Where are we at? Yeah, somebody said Owen still believes in the Republican Party. Yeah, I like Owen, but we're not voting our way out of this. Owen's in a position, right? Owen's in a position where he's able to kind of play that line. And I think Owen should play that line. I'm not saying not everyone should abandon any position that could be granted, right? I think Owen is in a place where he has the ear of an older generation. We need bridges, right? We need people to man the bridge, right? The Daily Wire was the bridge for a lot of people. Steven Crowder was a bridge for a lot of people. That libertarian movement, from libertarianism and the new atheism movement in the 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, you had new atheism, libertarianism, where that shifted into the Daily Wire, Steven Crowder sphere, and then from there, even further right on that. We need bridges. I'm not saying Owen is entirely right. I'm not saying we blanket trust Owen, but but we can't ostracize ourselves to the furthest edge of everything, just because we don't agree with people. I mean, that's the entire position of Nav, right? The Nav creators positioning is to build bridges, to work with people, even people that we disagree with, sometimes entirely. I only trust Tucker and Candace. We don't. Okay. Uh, we don't trust Tucker. Tucker is definitely a Fed. 1,000% Tucker is a Fed. Do not trust Tucker. Do not trust Tucker. Do not trust Tucker. I don't know how else to say that. I mean, I would just vet the stuff that comes from Candace. I think Candace gets at least right now, specifically right now, she's just bombarded with information. Whether we trust Candace or not, I think the information influx that she's getting needs to be vetted after it gets vetted by her and her team. We don't blanket trust people, period, here. Sarcasm not detected. Yeah, Tucker Fed. We don't trust Tucker. I like Dave Smith, but I don't think trustworthy. He's scared of what happened to Charlie Kirk. I haven't kept up with Dave Smith very much, but definitely Megyn Kelly. Definitely Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly has backed off hard on her criticism of Israel and Jews and her advocacy for the Epstein files. She's backed off very, very hard in the last couple of months on that. So do with that what you will. Working with people we disagree with is how we got here. No, not necessarily. How we got here is compromising at a loss. It's not working with people we disagree with. These are two separate things. We can agree, we can work with people we disagree with and compromise, but not at a loss. As long as we don't compromise to the left, we can take the win. We can take the gradual win. We can take the win at the Supreme Court banning Roe v. Wade or reversing Roe v. Wade. Like, that's a win. It's a small win, but it's a win. It goes to the states and you still have abortions, but we save lives. And then it's a step forward in banning abortion at the federal level entirely. I think we can get there eventually. I don't know. I don't think Megyn had to get the call. I think she just knows. The feminist, she's not right wing. I think there are right wing feminists. I guess it just depends on how you define it. But yeah, she is a feminist. They all are. How exactly does this fit into selective accelerationism? I would ask what is this specifically, Market? Dang, it's late. We've been going 2.5 hours. Accelerationism without tact is useless, correct, which is why I am a tactical accelerationist. Compromising and working with nons and people we disagree with. I mean, it would depend. It would necessarily require a step-by-step issue, right? So if we're trying to repeal the 19th, you're already working at 50%. You're already working at 50%, okay? And then if we start cutting more and more on top of that, you just can't win. So it's going to be selective, right? So if we're working to repeal the 19th, we're going to have to work with people we don't really agree with on other things to move the needle somewhere. Again, it's like the trust issue. I'm not saying blanket work with people, but when we get Liberia up and running, we'll make Myron king of Liberia, king of Liberia. Liberian monarch. Let's go, dude. Let's go. If you think we need their permission, then sure. The problem is a lot of people want to work within inside the ideal that we're already somewhere and we're not. We have to operate within the framework that we're given. And I would prefer that it not go directly into kinetic warfare. Like I would prefer that. Like I think we'll get there, but I would prefer not. And so to not do that, we have to operate within the system that we've been given. I would like to change the system because the system doesn't work for us at all. But without going full-fledged kinetic warfare, we're going to have to work with people we may not want to work with. Uh, Charlie had 3 mansions. I'm pretty sure his LLC had 3 mansions that other people were also in control of. I'd have to double check that. I haven't followed the money trail too hard. What kind of we can turn all this around. It only takes 1 generation through education. Nope. It's not. No, education is not your foundation. That's not going to change anything. I mean, that's even assuming you can teach people things. You can't. Challenge anyone to present the logistics of this resolving outside of hot war. Yeah, I don't think it does. The only possible position it doesn't go kinetic is an absolute balkanization, a regionalization of governors allying with other states to create a federation. We've done it before. We'll do it again. But even that is going to end in a war, the same way it did the first time back in 1860. Did I see the Sean Ryan show on demonology? It was actually very interesting relative to the secular Jews worshiping Baal. No, I didn't. There was a interview that Michael Knowles did with a witch that I thought was very, very interesting. That was a good interview. You need to go check that one out if you're interested in that kind of stuff. That was a good one. I can't remember her name, but she kind of broke. She was a previous witch, former witch, ex witch. But that was a very good interview. Chat. Let's go back to the Articles of Confederation. Yeah, I mean, it'd be better than what we have now, but quite simply, we just need something new. It has to be all encompassing of the time period of today. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people make the Articles of Confederation argument. It's not like the problem is you can't just go back to it. It's not like, okay, we're bringing back Naturalization Act of 1998 or 95 or 90 or whatever. You just can't. It's not like you can't just turn back time. Wish I could find a way. You just can't turn back time. It's not possible. And so we just have to move forward. We can learn from it. We can take it and apply it to what we have today. But it's going to necessarily have to be added to do it. At least Ohio has Casey. Yeah, I mean, the governorship in Ohio is going to be big. I think Casey can win. Obviously, people are just looking to vote for somebody besides Vivek. Ohio is a red state. They are going to they're probably going to vote Republican. I don't know if Vivek is going to get that, or if he would have if Casey wasn't running. But I think Casey's going to run. We'll see what the Ohio GOP does. It'll be very telling for the future of most states and governorships, depending on who wants to run. Obviously, you have Brandon Herrera running in Texas for a congressional seat that he's run for before. We'll see how that pans out. I question him a little bit because he didn't do the Charlie Kirk recreation. And it's like, dude, that's your thing. Why not? And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But obviously, you have somebody like Fishback in Florida. I'm not sold on Fishback yet. Somebody claimed he was Jewish. I don't know if he was, if he is or not. He kind of looks like it. He says he's not, I think he said, but we'll see. I think Byron Donalds will win Florida regardless. I just don't Fishback. I don't think Fishback has what it's gonna take, to be honest with you. I mean, all that being said, I mean you got a governor race in South Carolina that you have three to pick from. You got Nancy Mace, which I haven't heard much of recently, Alan Wilson, and what do I always forget the next lady's name? Pamela Evett. Wow. And so you got three there. They're very mediocre. I would just anybody but Nancy Mace. I just don't want that personality in the governorship. Like I mean, I'd prefer Alan Wilson win it if we have if I had a choice. But is what it is. Florida doesn't need a black governor. Does anybody? Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. It's bedtime. It's 12:30. I want to thank everybody for sticking around. But yeah, I mean, the core positioning for this entire stream is essentially, uh, I have nothing to hide. I did everything I was supposed to. I graduated high school. I went to the military. I got out of the military. I got married while I was in the military. I have kids. I have a house. I have a nice neighborhood. I live the American dream as it was told. I've done all the things. I can back it up. I don't have any tranny pictures. I don't have any gay, effeminate fetishes. I'm not advocating for faggotry over here. I'm not an alcoholic. My crash outs are controlled. I don't know. I don't know. Do you want a champion? I mean, I would prefer it be someone else. But apparently we can't get that. You get Tate with pornography. You get Fuentes, you get a gay Mexican. It's just okay, okay, let's say he's not gay. For the benefit of the doubt, let's say he's not gay. He's still Mexican. Self-professed, folded under no pressure Mexican. Extremely effeminate. Is he intelligent? Sure. I've said this even before I called him a fed. I said he gets information he's not supposed to have. Yes, Christian. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really speak on that, but I mean, I was born and raised Southern Baptist, dispensationalist up until about, I don't know, 27, 28, started to actually question things. This is what, 6, 7 years ago, and I've kind of grown from there to, I guess you could call me reformed. I don't know exactly where I'm at right now. But yeah, I would argue he's more gay than he is Mexican. But yeah, I mean, who like Breland Hollyhan, like who else? Gates Garcia, like who else are you gonna put up there? Like Asmongold, maybe. I mean, he's been making the rounds lately. You got Asmongold. He's got great takes, at least from the takes that are being pushed. I haven't watched his stream, so I don't know exactly. But the problem is just a visual on Asmongold, and a lot of these guys they only exist online. Like they're making no real headway in trying to actually change things. Like they promote themselves and that's all they promote. Maybe they'll watch some Fishback clips online and say, yeah, he needs to be that's better than Byron Donalds in Florida. But there's no actual headway being made IRL, and that is a large Problem. Because anything IRL is Fed posting. Anything you do in the real world is Fed posting. That's a problem. And I mean, I'm not doing it heavily, but I am working with some groups behind the scenes, some pro-white advocacy groups to trying to move things forward. I'm doing everything I can without funding. That's essentially the position, and all of this takes money. All of this takes funding. I don't have the seed fund. I don't have some Jew in France to send me big. I don't have Ben Shapiro connections to the jewelry capital of the world. I don't. Who else? Who else? The Blaze got Crowder started, I think. All of these people have had seed funding. This is the problem. This is, you get somebody like Lex Friedman, seed funding. Maybe some exceptions could be Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan made all of his money before he got into podcasting, and then he blew up. Well, because he was early on, and he's pretty good at interviews. But Monazichis. Much respect. Just started watching your channel when Charlie was assassinated. Like your content, I appreciate it. I need to start posting more. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do live streams. I want to start clipping everything out a little bit more topically. It just takes time. It takes manpower, preferably funding. We'll get there eventually, though. Probably sooner than later. Hopefully. I'd like to be somewhere fairly stable by the end of the year. We'll see. If we launch a hedge fund, that can lead to a lot of funding via winning. Let's do it. Let's do it. Is that how it works? You just okay, we're a hedge fund now. Now the money comes. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the question is who's out there that does the thing that they claim to do. Like everybody's a fraud. Like they're all on some level they're a fraud. Like if you want to argue for either they're a fraud or they advocate for something that they don't actually advocate for. Right? If you're advocating for traditionalism, if you're advocating for Americanism, well, one, you need to be American, preferably Christian. That, I mean, you could maybe make a slight debate depending on where you go from there, but let's see. I mean, if you're over the age of like 27, 30, if you're not married, you don't have kids, what are we doing? Well, you have no skin in the game. I mean, there are some exceptions. I'll grant some exceptions on that. But it's like, be the thing that you're advocating for. Have some skin in the game. Don't advocate for something and then call that something gay. Like I feel like that should be a good standard. Let's start there. Let's not say go get married and get a good job and live and benefit your close society, your neighborhood, your city. And then say dating is gay, being married with kids is gay. Let's like that's a no-no, right? Ask Alex Jones about his royal Danish family photos available. I believe it, dude. I mean, all of these people have had seed funding. I think without exception. If there's an exception, please show me. External seed funding for anyone and everyone that has a voice. And the problem is I will be gatekept at some point. I've been throttled already, obviously from the Charlie Kirk stuff, but Nick Shirley is being pushed on us. Yes, absolutely. Well, anything that you see is sanctioned. Anything that you see is allowed to be shown to you. The only exception to this would be something or someone that's not on their radar yet. And I think that's why my FBI clip slipped through 500,000 people before they shut it down. They shut it down in like 24 hours. But it got through fast enough because I just wasn't on the radar. Why do we allow women in this chat? Do you want me to mod you so you can just ban ban all of them? But yeah, it's like I mean, is there someone? I mean, maybe there is. Maybe I'm just overlooking somebody. Is there someone in our sphere that is able to carry the thing when required to do so? Is the FBI clip on the Discord? I'm not sure what FBI clip we're talking about. Gun school shooting victim suing him about a school closed for 3 or more years, Mr. Hoax. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Alex Jones, I mean, if you're talking about Sandy Hook, Alex Jones was completely neutered after Sandy Hook. Do you know Devin Stacks from Blackfield? I've seen him on the Twitter. I think. Yes. Yeah, this dude, Nick, the Mormons have been being pushed heavy lately too. They're like non-existent in the population. They're mountain Jews. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, I mean, anybody goes on PBD. PBD is a Fed, absolute Fed. And I mean, even if he's not a Fed, he's a scammer. And so he got all of his wealth, or most of his wealth, from a pyramid scheme. Anyway, there's your seed funding. All these people are broken. Everyone's broken. No one can do it the right way. Honestly, I don't know what the right way is, but honestly, we always have an Officer Taylor. Lol. Y'all check out Devin. Send him my way. Mm-mm. All right. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Chat. It's late. I need to go to bed. I got things to do. I got a life to live. But probably nothing tomorrow. I need to get a intro set up so that I can stream to other platforms like Rumble, because YouTube will kick me soon. I'm gonna get an intro set up. It should be a banger intro. It's gonna be like 30 minutes. I'll have a countdown so you can chill and chat if you want to or not. It doesn't matter. Have that ready by Monday, and then still working on the What is an American Documentary. Probably going to put the Buchanan stuff to the side. I'm about a week, like I said, I'm about a week and a half behind on what I needed or wanted to do. So we'll see. We'll be on Rumble. I thought about streaming to Kick. Would y'all? I mean, do you think do you think Kick? Is there another platform y'all would rather use if YouTube boots us? I mean, I would always stream to X. I just don't like X's video or streaming platform. I think it's very, very non-conducive. It's bad. I use Kick. Yes, Kick. Okay. We'll see. Rumble, Kick, YouTube. I don't even know if I have a Kick account. You can earn money right away on Rumble. Kick is a safe one. Rumble preferably to Kick. I mean, I could stream to Rumble and Kick. Left, but free speech. I wouldn't last 10 seconds on Twitch. I'd probably last on Twitch. Twitch is a different platform. I don't want to stream everywhere. I need it halfway consolidated. Rumble is tier. Also, Rumble, anyone that has a Rumble partnership, and Alex Jones got caught inflating numbers. I don't know if he's doing it or Elon's doing it, but Alex Jones got called inflating numbers on his stream the other day. But Rumble is known inflated numbers. Like if you're partnered with Rumble, your numbers are inflated. So if you go to Rumble and you watch it, people like Jeremy from the Quartering or Crowder or I don't know who else is partnered with them. Those guys, all of their stream, every single stream and video is like not real numbers. They're not real numbers. It's all inflated. Rumble is a honeypot, probably. Do you have a good email? It should be attached to my YouTube. You should be able to find it on my YouTube. If not, just DM me on X. That's the easiest way to get hold of me. Also in the Discord. The Discord is is it linked in the description? If it's not linked in the description, it's linked to the YouTube channel. Just go to the homepage on the YouTube channel and click links. And you should have all the links you need to get a hold of me. Yeah. Probably need to change that Telegram and that TikTok too. But anyway, yeah, all of the links you to get a hold of me will be on the homepage on the channel, on the YouTube channel, but also on X. Just find me on X. Rumble is bot infested. I don't even know if it's bots. I just think they inflate numbers like directly. Rumble inflates their numbers so that they can sell ads. Peeled foxhole. I haven't played with it or tried it. Would it be worth it? Integrated super chat isn't on Odyssey. The thing is, I need to be somewhere other than YouTube, but I also don't need to be everywhere. Because the problem is it's just too much. Unless you have like a dedicated producer, just can't keep track of everything. I thought about opening up a PO box. And let the Clippers put up more spicy stuff. Well, we need Clippers propaganda. You want to start clipping? Yeah, I mean that's what I want. I want to create. I mean, I got a couple of people that are going to be clipping, one or two. I mean, that's at its core. That's what all of this. That's basically what I need is clipping. We can manage everything else at least until next year. Clipping, exposure, all of that. And I mean, if you want to create a clipping channel, I mean, I would advise you clip other people. Clip Nick, clip Asmongold, clip Bradley Martin, clip all of these Sam Hyde, clip everybody, create a highlights clipping channel, and then just work on it from association. I promise you, I will crash out. You can clip the crash out like 3 times a week. If Trump keeps doing what he's doing, you might get it daily. You might get a daily crash. Maybe multiple crash outs a stream. How about that? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But promise. Listen, they're controlled. I can crash out. I could crash out anytime I want to. I appreciate you, dude. DM me if you don't mind, or find me on the Discord. My eyes twitching. It's bedtime. That's what it is. But chat, no, thank you for swinging by today. Did I get all the super chats? I had to clip out the first few minutes of the stream. Gary, Dr. Tetanus, thank you for the super chat. Logan, I think that's your first super chat. Appreciate that, and Jacob, obviously. Yeah. The show doesn't have a name. I'm not gonna name it. We're gonna let it ride. Whatever happens, happens. It's just the show. I don't know. It's just the dude that yells at the screen. The dude that yells at the camera. Oh man. But no, I'm ZebBoykin. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I am going to attempt to be authentic as possible. I think that's what we need. That's what people are looking for. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. but I am honest and I will try to do everything I can. So, uh, what it is, name it what it is what it is. We used to have a, I guess, real quick story. I know I'm trying to end the stream. We used to have, I had a instructor in sniper school. He was in the platoon that got in trouble for peeing on the Taliban bodies in Afghanistan. But anyway, uh, he always had a saying, "Is what it is, man. Is what it is." And so he would always say, we'd get in trouble and we'd have to run. We'd have to go touch Dolphin Point with sniper school. You do something wrong, you pick up all your stuff. You got a 50-pound pack. You got a what is 12-pound gun, 20-pound gun. You'd have to go run a mile just because you did something very, very minute. And you go, well, you got to run. Is what it is, man. And then you'd be like, dude, the worst. But it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do to win. And some things aren't going to be fun. But here we are. We're at the crossroads. Somebody's got to do it. I'd rather it not be me. I'd rather go build things. Again, I'd rather go build things. Leave me alone. Let me build things, make a little money, be happy, live a normal life, but we can't do that anymore. You've stolen it from me. I'm going to get it back. If not for me, for my children. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm ZebBoykin, and that's who I am. I will see you most likely Monday, noon. We will kick everything off then. Appreciate you for stopping by. See you.